Every day I live, I become more and more studious about the world in which we live. I become more and more passionate about life and that of not only my family, but your family and the world at large. So much so, I being an individual, a single person or man, I do as much as I can within my own power to disseminate information to you, the public, the people, to get you to think about the world in which we all live. Things are not as they appear or seem. In this particular video, and I'm not going to try and keep you long, I just want you to think. And it has to do with our food that we purchase from our traditional grocery stores. Ladies and gentlemen, let's stop fooling ourselves. What we purchase in our supermarkets, the vast majority of what we call food, is food-like, but it's not actual food. Real food supports life. It promotes health, longevity. It helps to replenish the body, to restore the body to good health. It aids in vitality. It keeps us functioning at an optimal level, along with exercise, of course. But how is it and why is it that when we go grocery shopping, we read the labels, if we choose to read labels, we find so many additional ingredients in our food packaged, and we can't even pronounce half or a third of the words that are on the label of ingredients. Our food contains so many chemicals that are toxic to our health. We have food dyes, colors, artificial flavors. Note the term artificial. We see it and read it so often, we become sort of oblivious to that term. Instead of looking at the real implication, when it's artificial, ladies and gentlemen, it means that it is not real. Can I make it any more plainer than that? We are consuming food, stuff, that is not actual food. As a matter of fact, a small percentage of what you find in your produce section in your grocery store is probably real. Especially if there's an organic section, hopefully. If it's not sprayed with glyphosate or Roundup or some other pesticide, insecticide, or herbicide or fungicide. It behooves each and every one of us to do our own due diligence and study and research what we bring to the table in our homes, feeding our families, if we want the next generation to be healthy and the next generation after that. On my little card here, I'm talking about the food manufacturers, just making sure that I touch all bases. They're producing food that contains harmful chemicals, GMOs, or genetically modified organisms, dyes, artificial sweeteners, preservatives, which promote ill health and cancer, ultimately death. Why is this, ladies and gentlemen? And the worst part is, why does our almighty government, so-called government, allow it to be so? If our government really cared about the people, wouldn't it be up in arms about the health of the people being compromised by the food manufacturers, the food industry? If it cared. How long have we been talking about this? 2 decades now, all of the denatured food that we find in our supermarkets? Why hasn't it been changed when the conversation first began? Apparently, someone doesn't care. Guess who? Our so-called government. Are you with me today about life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness for yourself and your family and every subsequent generation? What you going to do about it? It starts with us, and it starts with us right now. If it means shopping at our traditional grocery stores, even though they're convenient, shopping at them less, and learning how to grow our own food and raise our own food. But you know, that sounds so simple, but it's complicated for many because we're so brainwashed. We believe that we've got to run to the local supermarket because it is convenient. No one's denying that. But another important thing that you can't deny is the consequences of shopping solely at your local supermarket. You can't deny that ultimately your supermarket is killing you. That's it. And really, that's all. So, what are you going to do about your family's health today? Are you going to be proactive? Are you going to take the time out of your so-called busy schedule and be proactive about your family and their health? Are you going to continue instead to purchase all of these chemically laden food products that's causing all of these diseases, all of these allergens, all of these different conditions, and sending us to the hospital and our local grocery stores, our local pharmaceutical drugstore, if you will? Is that what you want to do? Not me. I don't have a problem researching what it is that I put in my body and on my body and on my family and in my family's body. I don't have a problem with that. You know why? Because I care about my family. The real question is, which of you, how many of you are thinking the same way or believing the same way? Do you really care about your family's health? Do you really care about their lives? I'm out.